Welcome to this introduction on the integration of artificial intelligence within the academic sphere. As researchers and students at Franklin Hudson, the International School of Management, we find ourselves at a historical crossroads. The emergence of large language models has provided us with unprecedented tools for efficiency, yet they simultaneously challenge the traditional foundations of scientific integrity. This presentation is designed to serve as your definitive guide to navigating this landscape. Our goal is not to discourage innovation, but rather to establish a robust ethical framework that allows for the safe and productive use of AI in your daily work. We will clearly delineate between safe uses, those that augment human capability, and strict bans, those that compromise the authenticity of scholarship. By the end of this session, you will possess a clear blueprint for using AI to enhance your research without ever jeopardizing your academic standing or your professional career. Before we examine specific tools, we must address the fundamental pillar of academic conduct, the principle of individual responsibility. In the age of automation, it is easy to view AI as an autonomous agent, but in the eyes of the scientific community and Franklin Hudson, the AI is merely a sophisticated instrument. Just as a scientist is responsible for the accuracy of their microscope or the validity of their statistical software, you are the sole guarantor of your research output. AI tools cannot hold legal or ethical blame. They lack the capacity for conscience or accountability. Authorship is not merely about generating words. It is a human right and a duty that involves the endorsement of truth. Therefore, the golden rule is absolute verification. Every claim, every citation, and every data point generated or assisted by AI must be personally validated by your own expert judgment. If the AI errs, it is your error. To simplify your daily workflow, we have categorized AI interactions into a binary framework, the blueprint of 6 safe uses versus 6 strict bans. This visual guide serves as your quick reference compliance matrix. On the left, we see green light activities. These are primarily auxiliary tasks, enhancing the clarity of your prose, bridging language gaps, and streamlining the initial stages of information retrieval and organization. These uses are intended to remove friction from the research process. On the right, however, we see the red light danger zones. These involve the outsourcing of core intellectual labor, such as writing original text, generating figures, or handling sensitive peer review data. These actions strike at the heart of what it means to be a researcher. Over the following slides, we will dissect each of these categories in detail, providing you with a concrete action plan for implementation and a clear warning against common pitfalls. The first safe application of AI is in the realm of linguistic refinement. Academic writing demands a specific level of precision and formal tone that can be challenging to maintain consistently. Using AI as a sophisticated editor is not only allowed, but encouraged to improve the readability of your work. The key distinction here is that the AI is not creating the ideas, it is merely polishing the packaging of those ideas. Our recommended action plan is a human-first approach. You must draft your primary text relying on your own original thoughts and data. Only then should you utilize an AI to identify grammatical inconsistencies or to suggest a more academic tone. Most importantly, you must review every single modification. Do not blindly accept all changes. Ensure the AI has not inadvertently altered the nuance of your scientific argument during the editing process. Transparent improvement of clarity is a hallmark of good scholarship. Franklin Hudson is a global institution, and we recognize that linguistic barriers should not hinder scientific progress. AI-powered translation is one of the most democratic tools available to modern researchers. It allows non-native English speakers to publish their findings with the same level of fluency as their peers, ensuring that the best ideas, not just the best English, reach the global stage. However, translation is a high-stakes task. Technical terminology often carries specific meanings that general-purpose AI models may misinterpret. Therefore, your action plan must include a layer of expert verification. After translating your manuscript, you should utilize specialized glossaries or consult a fluent colleague to ensure that the technical nuances of your field remain intact. Used correctly, translation AI ensures equity in the academic community, allowing diverse voices to contribute to the international management discourse.
The modern researcher faces an information explosion with thousands of new papers published weekly. In this context, AI screening tools are invaluable for managing literature reviews. You may use AI to filter vast databases, flagging papers that match specific keywords or research criteria. This is an efficiency gain that allows you to find relevant needles in the haystack of digital libraries. However, the AI must never be the final arbiter of what you actually read. Its role is that of a librarian, not a critic. Your concrete action plan is to feed your search results into an AI, allow it to flag potential matches, and then, crucially, manually read the abstracts yourself. The final decision to include a study in your synthesis must be yours. AI can help you find the literature, but only your human expertise can determine the relevance, quality, and theoretical fit of a paper within your specific research framework.
Building upon literature screening is the task of summarization. AI can be used to condense lengthy, complex papers into manageable 5-point summaries for your internal personal research notes. This is an excellent way to grasp the core methodology or findings of a study quickly. However, a strict boundary must be drawn. These summaries are for your personal comprehension only. You must never copy and paste an AI-generated summary into your own manuscript. Doing so constitutes a failure of original analysis. An academic literature review is not a collection of summaries. It is a critical synthesis of the field. Your action plan should involve using the AI to help you understand a concept, then setting the AI aside and writing your own review from scratch. This ensures that your manuscript reflects your unique perspective and critical voice, which are the elements that provide value to the academic community. One of the most effective uses of AI is as a thinking partner during the pre-writing phase. Every researcher knows the intimidation of the blank page. You may use AI to brainstorm potential research questions or to suggest a logical 5-part structure for a journal article. This helps in organizing your findings into a coherent narrative before the actual writing begins. The action plan here is iterative. Provide the AI with your primary findings and ask for a suggested outline. Then adjust that outline heavily. The AI does not understand the specific weight or importance of your data. It only understands generic structural patterns. By tailoring the outline to your specific narrative, you use the AI to build the skeleton of the paper while ensuring that you, the human author, provide the meat and the intellectual substance. This collaborative planning leads to more structured and readable scientific outputs. For those of you involved in quantitative research or data science, AI is a powerful assistant for writing analysis scripts in languages like R or Python. It can help generate code for data visualization or automate repetitive data cleaning tasks. This significantly increases technical productivity. However, black box code is a major risk in research reproducibility. You must never trust a script that you do not fully understand. If an AI writes a script for you, your action plan must involve a rigorous manual check. Run the code on a small, known dummy dataset first to verify that the mathematical output is correct. Only after you have mathematically verified the logic of the code should you apply it to your actual research data. Remember, if your code has a hidden bug introduced by an AI, the resulting errors in your published data will be your sole responsibility. We now move from the safe zones into the danger zones. The transition we are making now is a shift from tools that help you work to actions that constitute academic fraud. The following 6 bans are not mere suggestions. They are strict prohibitions enforced by Franklin Hudson, leading journals, and the global scientific community. Engaging in these activities constitutes scientific misconduct. The consequences are severe. It can lead to the immediate rejection of your work, the withdrawal of published papers, and the permanent termination of your academic career. In the world of high-level management research, your reputation is your most valuable asset. Once the trust of your peers is lost through AI-related deception, it is almost impossible to regain. Pay close attention to these bans, as they define the no-go areas that will protect the integrity of your professional identity. The first strict ban is simple. An AI tool can never be listed as an author on a scientific paper. This rule is now universal among top-tier journals. The reasoning is rooted in the legal and ethical definition of authorship. Authorship is not a reward for generating text. It is a commitment to take responsibility for the work. Authors must be able to defend their methods, stand behind their data, and face legal consequences for errors or fraud. A software program cannot fulfill these obligations. It cannot be sued, it cannot be held to an ethics committee, and it cannot provide consent to publish. When you list a co-author, you are acknowledging a human peer who has made a significant intellectual contribution to the research design or execution. If an AI helped you, it belongs in the acknowledgments or the methods section, never in the byline. Scholarship is a human conversation.
The second ban concerns the core output of your work, the writing itself. You must never submit text generated by an AI as your own original work. While using AI to edit your words is allowed, letting the AI write the sentences for you is a form of plagiarism. Top-tier academic journals, including Science and Nature, now use sophisticated detection tools to identify AI-written prose. Being caught submitting AI-generated text is treated as outright scientific misconduct, equivalent to stealing the work of another person. The soul of research is the human's ability to synthesize information and argue a point. If you outsource the writing, you are no longer the researcher. You are merely a curator. Your action plan must always be to write the primary draft using your own brain and fingers. Use AI to refine and edit, but never to create the initial substance of your manuscript.
Transparency is the bedrock of the scientific method. The third ban prohibits the undisclosed use of substantial AI tools. If an AI significantly shaped your findings, your study design, or your core content, you have an ethical obligation to declare it. Failure to do so is a breach of the transparency agreement between a researcher and their audience. Readers and peer reviewers must know exactly how conclusions were reached to judge the validity of the work. If you used AI for more than just simple grammar checking, for example, if you used it to structure your data analysis or summarize a vast literature base, you must include a dedicated paragraph in your methods or acknowledgments section. State clearly which AI tool was used, the version number, and its specific role. Honesty about your process reinforces the credibility of your results. Data visualization is a critical component of evidence-based research. The fourth ban prohibits the use of AI to generate scientific figures, graphs, or images for your manuscript. While AI image generators like Midjourney are impressive, they are notorious for hallucinations, creating visual details that do not exist in the raw data. In a scientific context, an image is not an illustration, it is a data point. Using AI to generate a chart or a scientific figure introduces a high risk of data falsification, even if unintentional. Major publishers like Elsevier and Taylor & Francis have banned AI-generated images entirely to protect the integrity of visual data. Your action plan is to generate all charts and graphs yourself using verified raw data and standard non-generative visualization software. Your figures must be a direct, unedited reflection of your evidence, ensuring absolute visual truth. The peer review process is a sacred trust based on confidentiality. The fifth ban is specifically for those of you acting as reviewers. Never upload an unpublished manuscript into a public AI tool to help you write your review. When you receive a paper for review, it is a privileged communication. By uploading it to an AI server, you are effectively leaking another scientist's stolen, unpublished ideas into a third-party database where they can be used to train future models. This is a severe violation of professional ethics and confidentiality agreements. Furthermore, AI tools often miss the subtle flaws in a paper's logic that only a human expert can detect. Your duty as a reviewer is to read the manuscript yourself and write your notes locally on your own secure computer. Protecting the intellectual property of your colleagues is a non-negotiable duty of the academic community. The final ban concerns the security of information. Public AI models are not vaults, they are sponges. When you input data into a public platform like ChatGPT, that data is often used to train the next iteration of the model. This means that if you upload confidential research data, proprietary business information from a partner, or human participant data, you are essentially leaking that information into the public domain forever. Once uploaded, it cannot be unlearned by the AI. This can lead to catastrophic breaches of GDPR and institutional privacy policies. Your action plan is simple. Strip all personally identifiable information, or PII, before using any AI, Or better yet, strictly use only locally hosted, secure, offline AI models that have been officially approved by Franklin Hudson's IT department. Protecting your data is protecting your research participants and your institution.
We end with the golden rule of modern scholarship. Use AI to save time, not to think for you. Before you submit any piece of work at Franklin Hudson, run through this final checklist. First, did you write the core ideas and the primary text yourself? Second, have you kept all sensitive and unpublished data strictly offline and away from public AI servers? And third, have you been transparent and declared exactly how you used AI in your methods? If you can check all three of these boxes, you are ready to research safely. Artificial intelligence is a remarkable partner, but it can never replace the critical thinking, the ethical judgment, and the creative spark that you bring to the International School of Management. Go forth and innovate, but do so with the discipline and integrity that defines a true scholar. Thank you for your commitment to excellence.